Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again. Going to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video talking about some Comic-Con 2013 announcements that were made. This one's going to be talking about the Avengers 2 and the title being confirmed to be Age of Ultron. Sweet. Alright, so it was announced at Comic-Con. It's going to be called Age of Ultron. My thoughts. Okay, first thing is I was hoping on seeing Thanos. Most of us thought we were going to see Thanos, seeing as how he was at the very end of the first Avengers movie. So it seemed like it was a no-brainer. You know, they set it up, and then the next movie they were going to go with the Thanos Imperative or the Infinity Gauntlet or something of the sort, one of those cosmic level stories. So maybe we'll see Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy instead, and see how that all works out. I think it'd be good to see Thanos in an Avengers movie because he is pretty fearsome and he is insanely powerful. One of those cosmic level comic book characters that would be cool to see. But I think it'd be really hard to do. It'd be hard to ground it in reality. You know, it runs the risk of being too similar to the first Avengers movie because if you do it as like some kind of invasion of Earth type thing, then it feels like it's too similar, you know, if they did it that way. And if they did it where they had the Avengers in space or go out, you know, some kind of wormhole or something, it'd be pretty hard. I think it'd be hard to write as a movie, and it would be difficult to ground it, make it feel real, which would be really, really just a big challenge. So I could see them maybe leaving that for later, doing that as like the trilogy, as like Avengers 3, if we ever get there, or something of the sort. So that being said, obviously Ultron will be the main villain of the movie, or should be, and of course, excited to hear with that probably Ant-Man, Hank Pym, will be a main focus in the Avengers, for sure. I mean, they do have the Ant-Man movie, but he's going to be a focus in this one as well, too, because, of course, at least if they go by the comic book storyline, Ant-Man does create Ultron, and then, of course, Ultron sort of forms his own AI and starts to rebel and starts to think on his own, rebel against you know, his programming, and become a very fearsome foe to deal with for the Avengers. So he is a cool villain, I think. He's one of the more known, one of the more notable Avengers characters. First appearance was in 1968, so going way back here to the beginning, been around forever. Is definitely a cool character, and I'm interested to see how they interpret him in live action. How we get to see, you know, how he comes into being, which version or what powers they give him, because there have been so many different interpretations in the comic books over the years of Ultron as a character, and you know how that all fits in with Ant-Man and with the rest of the Avengers. Also, which Avengers they choose should be interesting. Are we going to see everybody return from the first movie? Are we going to see, you know, the main ones, like let's say your Iron Man, your Cap, your Thor, your Hulk, and then Ant-Man, and maybe, like they said, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch? And are they going to be taking out Black Widow? Is she going to return? Are they going to be taking out Hawkeye? Is he going to return? Jeremy Renner. So we'll see what happens with the movie. I'm excited to see it and how the second one turns out. And one thing that's really good about them going with Ultron is it's definitely not going to feel like the first Avengers movie. It's going to be way different because the villain is you know, it won't have that Earth invasion feel like the first one did, and that's a good thing because then you don't run the risk of feeling like it's a copy. That's bad. You know, when you have a movie and then you have a sequel and it's basically exactly the same as the first one, just minor things changed. A good example of that would be The Hangover 1, The Hangover 2. I haven't cared to see the third one. But anytime you're recycling a plot in a movie series, that's bad. You know, that's going to get boring. Not that I'm saying The Hangover is bad. It's just a comedy movie. It's a silly, fun movie. But anytime you're recycling plots like that, you know, it's not a good idea to just recycle plots that are similar, like have one movie and then the next one is like a sequel, but it's the same, and it's just, you know, that's a bad way to do, you know, multiple movies or a trilogy or anything of the sort when you're just doing the same thing over and over again. They should all be very unique and different, and I do like that because Loki and Ultron, they're completely different types of characters. You have one that's an AI, one that's you know, your Thor, villain, a god of Asgard, and you know, they feel way different. The only thing about this that they could run the risk of is making it feel too much like Iron Man 4, because we have had so many Iron Man movies, the three, with a lot of robotics and, you know, of course all that, you know, mechanical engineering stuff in those movies. So with Ultron, as an AI, it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully it doesn't feel too much like an Iron Man movie by itself, and it feels like a really full Avengers movie. Now, of course, they can do that by not focusing on Iron Man too much. Because the villain was created in the comic books by Ant-Man, they could maybe have him be one of the more prominent characters in the movie, especially because he wasn't in the first one. So that would be cool because the origin and everything could be dealing with him, and that would really make it feel new and not repetitive at all. Because that's the worst thing you would want, is for it to be repetitive. So I'm excited to see the Avengers 2. I'm glad they're doing it. You know, it's sort of like with DC. I'm kind of upset about the DC live-action universe. I'm happy that they're doing Batman and Superman and they're putting them both together. But it's like they've been promising Justice League for so long, and they know it will work. And they're just squeamish, you know. They're just afraid to do it. I think personally, they're just too afraid to actually say, okay, we're doing it. Let's go for Justice League. I like that Marvel is not afraid, and they're going to say, okay, Avengers earned over $1 billion. Make Avengers 2 as fast as you can. Get it out there. Get it done. Josh Whedon, he's great. Put him back in. Get it done. Do it. Pay dudes whatever you got to pay them. Robert Downey Jr. wants $20 or $30 million for the movie. Pay the man. Get on with it, you know? I like that. I like that. I'd like to see DC, do the same thing. Batman and Superman, yeah, that's cool. We all want to see Justice League eventually. Make it happen. I'm happy that Marvel is saying, this is working. Why would we stop? Avengers 2, Avengers 3, whatever the heck you have to do, continue, make it happen. There's, how many years of comic books to draw from? You can just take these storylines, put them into a movie, and you're done. That's basically it. Get someone to connect the dots and add some dialogue and do all these things, and you're good to go. So anyway, I am excited to see Age of Ultron, Avengers 2, of course. Can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be great. And I have faith in Josh Whedon. He does say he doesn't mean to make a bigger or badder type movie. He's looking at making a great movie. Forget about all that bigger and badder and bigger battles and all this stuff. Make a great movie, and I like that. This one could feel more personal than the last one too, because of course Ultron does evolve out of the Avengers team. He's a threat that generates from the team itself being together. So that'll be cool to see. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Ultron being the villain for the Avengers 2. What you think about him versus Thanos. Did you want to see Thanos more? Are you cool with Ultron being in there? And what do you think about which members of the team you'd like to return? Do you want to see everybody come back, or do you think that'll be too many people and that they should get rid of a couple, maybe Hawkeye and Black Widow, have Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Ant-Man come in, and take it from there? Let me know what you guys think about the Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and yeah, that's it. I'll call it here for this video, guys. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.